All right, so moving on to the final segment, I'll be sharing my 5 favorite sports events slash tournaments in sports today. So this is my own respective list. I'll be sharing my favorite sports events slash tournaments from 1 all the way down to number 5. So at number 1, I do believe that the Super Bowl is the best sports event in the world today. I'm a little biased, American guy. And football is my favorite sport, but I feel like the Super Bowl, nothing matches the Super Bowl. The highly anticipation that builds up to that every single year of the NFL playoffs, my favorite one and done tournament in sports today. I got to put the Super Bowl as the best sporting event. Number 2 would be the Summer Olympics. I love the Summer Olympics. It brings joy to all sports fans globally around the world every 4 summers. You have sports like basketball, track, or swimming, gymnastics. I mean, the Summer Olympics, there's nothing more special than that, with all respective countries trying to fight for gold medals. 3, I would have March Madness. March Madness, as a big basketball fan, whether you're casual or not of college basketball, it is a damn good, entertaining sports tournament in the world with 64 teams that always have Cinderella stories each and every single year. 4, I would have the FIFA World Cup. Comes around every 4 years, but there's 30 plus countries competing to win the World Cup. Everybody stop, drops, and rolls in the sports world for 3 to 4 weeks to tune in to watch the FIFA World Cup. And 5, I would have the NBA Finals, because there is so much to love about NBA playoff basketball. Some phenomenal 7-game series over the years, and some remarkable and unforgettable moments. So that would be my top 5 sports events slash tournaments in the sports world today. Now let's go into a deeper dive of the reasons why I have it at their respective rankings. Now, 1 would be the Super Bowl. Again, a little biased. Football is my favorite sport, but the Super Bowl is just so special, and the NFL playoffs is so special because there is nothing more exciting for American sports fans than 18 straight weeks of NFL action in the regular season. Then you bring in what was an exciting NFL regular season, and you get the best 14 teams to play in the playoffs. Oh man, it doesn't get much better than that. It's a one and done tournament. So on any given day, any given time, anybody could beat anybody in the dance, no matter what seeding you are. So, and there's nothing that has more of a thrill than NFL postseason, when AFC Championship comes and NFC Championship comes, and knowing the winner will respect the respective conference in the Super Bowl. And then you have the game, the Super Bowl alone, the whole entire majority of Americans watch, and it's a big global game with over 100 million fans watching. And you get the halftime performance that could be one of the biggest stars in hip hop, R&B, whatever genre you like. That just is a bonus to it. So I feel like the Super Bowl has to be in the conversation for being the biggest sports event, and the NFL alone being the best playoff tournament or best sports tournament in the world today. Now, the reason why I had the Summer Olympics at 2 is because it's the best of the best competing against each other. These respective athletes, no matter the sport, have put the grit, they have showed grit and determination, and put the time and effort for 4 years of training to represent their respective countries. And around the world in sports, it brings the world together globally to prove which country is superior over the other, to chase after gold medals, a silver medal, a bronze medal. But everybody is always aiming for that gold medal. And I love it because in the Summer Olympics, being an American, you get the best USA players play together. It's like a dream team that you can make in an NBA 2K video game. And not just the USA, because basketball is growing globally. These other countries are putting together their own respective super teams to dethrone the men's USA basketball team and women's. Because the last time the men's USA basketball team did not win a gold medal was all the way back in the 2004 Summer Olympic Games, when they won the bronze medal. Yeah, the bronze medal. So not just basketball, but track and field is exciting as well, swimming as well. I mean, the Summer Olympics comes around every 4 years, but it is phenomenal, and I think it's one of the best sports tournaments in the world today. Now, 3, I have March Madness at 3 because 64 teams, you can't beat that as a basketball fan. You cannot. And I think March Madness is more exciting than the NBA playoffs, because you have 64 teams start off. 64 teams make the tournament, and we can see these smaller schools go out there and beat a SEC school, a Big Ten school, because that's what March Madness is all about. 64 teams is unpredictable every year. You always have a Cinderella story. The smaller schools always get a chance to shine. It's always fun because it's a one and done tournament. You could possibly think you're the best, but if a team brings their A game, a team that you did not see or never heard of all year long could wipe away your season in a blink of an eye. So there's always madness in each round for March Madness, and truly never know what could happen next. It's the best basketball tournament for 3 weeks in the world. I mean, it's exciting for basketball fans around the world. March Madness is 3 for me. Now, 4 is the FIFA World Cup. Now, it is debatable, but this is my list. And the FIFA World Cup, I'm not even a soccer fan. I tune in to be a casual when the FIFA World Cup comes because it happens every 4 years, and it makes everybody tune in to at least pay attention to somewhat of the tournament. When you have the biggest tournament globally in the world, with 32 countries competing to win the World Cup. 32 countries. That's a lot of countries in the world, and that's a big global audience because that's the whole entire world tuning in to watch football, aka soccer, for 3 to 4 weeks. So I gotta say the FIFA World Cup is really exciting as well. And I put the NBA Finals here. I mean, there's some other tournaments that a lot of people might have, like maybe the MLB playoffs, the World Series, or anything else. I put the NBA Finals here at 5 and the NBA playoffs at 5 because from April to June is a whole different season. That is where you separate the boys from the men. That's where you separate the goods from the greats. That's where you see legendary careers and icons become champions. That is where you see the defining moment of NBA careers of how good those respective players are. Are they good enough to win an NBA title? Are they good enough to carry their team on a deep playoff run? Are they good enough to prove that they were a good player in the regular season, and can they translate their game to the NBA playoffs? I mean, the best of 7 series from the first round all the way to the NBA Finals. And now that the NBA has gotten a little bit more spicy of how they do the playoffs, you can add a play-in tournament team. You have play-in tournament teams that, for the lower seeded teams, like for teams of the 7th seed through the 10th seed, they have their respective tournaments to see who's going to get in. That is to get the 7th and 8th seeds. That's fun to watch. And like I said, unforgettable moments are made in the NBA playoffs. So I got to put that, the NBA playoffs and the NBA Finals at number 5. So those are my favorite sports events / tournaments, and that is all the time I have for you guys today. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. This is your host, Thomas Tyree, signing off, and I'll see you guys on next week's episode.